today I am making a princess bubblegum crown because I will be doing a cosplay. I'll be making the outfit later. So some of the supplies you'll be needing is 3mm foam, tape measure to measure your head, a ruler, some tape, clear tape, some gems for the little gem on top, some scissors and a pencil, a paintbrush. If you have the foam ones, those will be a little bit better because they'll leave less brush strokes. You're going to need some Mod Podge gloss and the regular one. You're going to need some gold metallic paint and gold, and some glue, and some E6000. You can either use a plate, or if you have one of these painting things, you can use that. And then you're going to need some paper to make your pattern. This will to make your pattern, and this will to make it a little stiffer. If you don't want to make it on the white paper and go directly to the cardstock or cardboard, you can do that. Alright, so let's start this project. You are going to take your tape measure and you are going to put this around your head to get the size. If you are going to wear this over a wig, I'd put your wig on now to get the correct size. So you're just going to put this around your head. Mine is 22 inches long. So you're going to take your white piece of paper or your cardstock, and to start off you're going to make a 1-inch line. So we're going to figure out what our, and your paper needs to be the long ways facing you. So we're going to mark a 1 inch on here. You got to make sure it's straight. Sorry if it's a little loud. My neighbor's getting some lawn service outside. Alright. This one is just a little crooked here. Alright, so now that we've made our line, you are going to make your 1-inch line here by taking your ruler and matching up our lines. Like so. Next, what you're going to do after you have your line, you are going to take your ruler and you are going to mark 3 1/4 from the edge all the way to here, and do the same thing on the other side, so the 3 1/4, and then from there you are going to fold your paper in half and you're going to figure out the center, and you are going to mark that at 3 inches. So from here to here is 3 1/4, which is what I figured that out is from the 3, and then you count 4 lines, 1 2 3 4, so it's about from there. So that's where you're going to mark on your thing, and 3 inches up the center. And then you are going to take your ruler and you are going to connect the dots from the top to the bottom dot. So we're basically now making a triangle. So you're going to take the corner of the ruler and match it up with the other dot down here. And, oop, my ruler moved. And you're going to draw a triangle. So now what we're going to do is you're going to erase the line that's within the triangle. So right here. And then redraw your lines. Alright, so the next part of the pattern, it will be the top part here to make the long line with the circle. This part is you're going to draw out your center line here so you know where to put this. And you are going to so you're going to look at your triangle and you're going to mark from 1 inch from the top down to the corner here of the triangle and mark an inch. So from this point down to here is an inch. From this point down here is from an inch. So basically what we're doing is we're creating an inch little pole center thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the 1/2 inch line on your center line, and you are going to draw a line on each side to roughly about 3 inches. From this triangle up to here is about 3 inches. So you are making 1/2 inch on each side of your center line here. Here, let me draw this a little straighter. You're going to make it roughly about 3.5 inches where your line is going to be. So from this point here to here is 3.5 inches. Now you are going to erase the triangle part right here in your center. And then you can kind of connect the dots. And now we are going to be making a little circle gem thing. I am going to make a circle. I'm going to be using the bottom of my tacky glue. So this is roughly about this long, this big right here. You can see that. Alright, so if you have a small bottle of tacky glue, then it should be the correct size. And basically what you're going to be doing is sticking this on top of the post we just made, or if you find anything that's this big, and then you're just gonna trace around it like so. And if you don't like the shape of this, you can shape it to the way you like it to be more round. You can have it more luminous. So this is roughly about the size. It's about 1 inch. So if you find a 1 inch circle, then use that to make your circle on top. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to cut this out. So your crown is not exactly to the size of your head. Remember I said mine was 22 inches long. So let's see what we have. We have to figure out the difference to make it the correct size. So this is only 11 inches. So we need 11 more inches. So we have to put the length on each side here. So we have to continue to make this be, this has to be 22 inches. If your head is bigger, you're going to have to make it bigger. But mine is 22 inches, so we have to add more on this side and more on this side. But my head is 22 inches long, so you're going to take your tape measure and you're going to fold it in half and match the number of your head size. And then it equals out 11, so then you're going to fold it again in half to figure out the different sizes on each side to make it 22. And mine equals 5.5, so I need to make 1 inch So this is 1 inch. So, but we need to make the length 5.5 inches long, and if you have a bigger head, it'll be a different number. So I need to cut 5.5 inch strips by 1 inch. So you can take your scraps of the white paper, and we are going to make this 1 inch again. Well, actually, let's determine where the 5.5 is. So mine is right here. So now we're going to do the 1 inch. Make little lines like we did for our crown piece. Alright, and then you're just gonna make your little 1 inch line here. And then you're just gonna go across. I'm gonna cut this out, and then you're gonna retrace it to make a second one. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your strip and you're gonna put it right next to your edge, like really flush. Don't overlap it because then that'll ruin the size. So then you're going to take your tape, and you're just going to take it, and you are going, hold on. You're going to tape the edges together, and you're going to flip it over, and you are going to do the same thing to the other side to reinforce it, and then repeat the same steps for this side of our pattern. So here you have your crown for our princess bubblegum pattern. You can do the same thing in cardboard for a thicker piece so it'll last a little longer, or you can do this in your cardstock or cardboard. Alright, let me take you to the next. Next, you're going to take your pattern and lay it out on your foam, and you're going to take your marker and you're just going to trace around it. And seeing that this is not so thick a foam, you can take scissors and cut through this. So after you're done with that, you're just going to cut your pattern out. Once you've got your crown out, you're going to take your E6000 and you are going to put glue on the back of your blue gem. And then you're just going to stick it on to the top of the circle part of your crown. We're going to make a piece of foam that goes around our gem. So to do that, you're going to take another gem, and you are going to take a pencil or a marker, and you're just going to trace around your gem. And then you'll have a thin line that looks like this. And then you're just going to color it in a little bit so we can make a border for the gem covering until you have the right amount of thickness. Alright, and then you'll cut that out. And you'll also cut the center out. And then you'll also have something, the pattern will look something like this to make our foam. And then you are going to need to cut out a 1 inch square. So you're just gonna put it on your foam and then retrace your pattern and then trim out this circle so it's big enough. And then you're gonna cut out 2 of our squares, our 1 inch squares. is you're going to take some glue and put it around the edge of your gem, and then you're going to just stick this on here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your glue or your Mod Podge. If you're doing the glue method, you don't need you need water for this, but if you're doing the Mod Podge, you're just going to paint it on, and you're going to put about 3 layers. So you're going to take your glue and take your paintbrush, dip it in some water, and water it down a little bit. And then you're just going to paint your crown. And this is going to need about 3 layers of this. You're going to let it dry in between. You can blow dry it to save you some time. You'll try to get out most of the streaks. And you're going to do this to the back side of your crown too. So the back side is going to get about 3 layers of paint. Glue, or your Mod Podge, or any primer that you chose. Alright, so you're just going to keep making this have less strokes on it. So now you're going to take your paint and you're going to paint your crown, and you're going to do the same thing like we did with the glue. And you're going to paint a layer, dry it, and then paint a layer, and then dry it, and paint a layer, and dry it. So you're going to have about 3 coats of acrylic paint on your crown. You'll have something that looks like this after it's painted, and then you're going to do the same thing with your sealer, which will be either your Mod Podge, anything. You're going to seal this with 3 coats of gloss Mod Podge. And then you'll have something like this. Now to make this into our head. Then you're going to do the same thing with the 3 layers of glue, the 3 layers of paint, and the 3 layers of Mod Podge to our little squares. The only thing you need to paint is the tops and the sides. The backs don't matter because they're going to be glued down into our crown. And this part will be exposed only. You're going to put some glue on one edge, and then you're going to push both of your edges together. And the next step is to put glue on the back of one of your pieces, and you're going to put it on the inside of the seam here, and then you're going to glue the other one into your other seam here. And now your crown is done. If you want to add more embellishments, you can. So I just put this on this purple wig. I know Princess Bubblegum has pink hair, but I don't currently have a pink wig. So that is what her crown looks like. And yeah. I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you make this Princess Bubblegum crown. And I will see you guys later.